Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Binding of Isaac, part 5. Alright guys, in this part, we're going to be talking a little bit. Well, first off, let's start with the simple stuff. I'm playing as Maggie. I felt like in my last run, it was a little disappointing. My item drops were not the best, and I just was not, I was not bringing my A game. So this one, we're going to hope that luck's a little bit more on our side. We're not going to get a speed down, especially considering her lowered speed, Maggie's lowered speed. We got fire rate up, and for some reason, I've shrunk, which I don't mind. The fire rate up is good. Now I'm going to be, most times I like to press every time I shoot tiers. That's what we're shooting as a projectile, in case you didn't know. But this time I'll just be holding it down like it's a rapid fire, which is great. Actually, I want us to check out the fire rate because this is insane fire rate. This is nuts. If we get any kind of damage up, this is going to be pretty disgusting. Let's check our stats right now. Wow, fire rate all the way. Wow, cool, fantastic. So, oh, okay. Now let's do this. Oh, bomb and a key. So definitely one out on that little debacle. So, this little today's section of You Learn Something New with Project ARK, we're going to learn a little bit about how to work on your dodging. Now, in Super Meat Boy, it taught me one thing about platforming that I didn't know I did. And you may not realize this too, but if you play Super Meat Boy or The Binding of Isaac, you'll kind of learn, you'll end up looking at your enemies or where you want to go. Almost like when you're driving, you don't want to look at the wheel. Oh, just teleported. Pretty sweet. You don't want to look at, you know, where you are on the road so much as where you want to go on the road. I mean, obviously you're watching where you are on the road, but like for, like, let's say taking a left turn, the good little tip for taking a left turn is actually looking for where you want your car to go, and then you'll find your naturally, because if you have an intuitive sense of how to control your vehicle or your game, you will go towards that almost naturally. And that is what makes, you know, for a good platformer is like if you're able to kind of look for where you want to go and you kind of just do out of the just pure sense of control that you have over the gameplay. And this fire rate is gross. If I only had a little bit more range, this would, like, could destroy Monstro. But now what happens is that with the Binding of Isaac and Super Meat Boy, you'll find that if you're shooting for where you want to go, you may lose track of where your character is. If you are looking at your enemies and looking at where you're going to be firing and focusing on where their next placement is going to be, and less on your character's placement in relation to the projectiles they shoot, like that, where I just kind of like stepped into it, what will end up happening is you will do worse because of it. Unlike in a lot of games where once you kind of get that sense of looking to your next platform or looking where your enemy is and how to like anticipate where they're going to go, you'll kind of just screw up. HP up, oh, I'm going to take it. I mean, what am I going to do? Not take it? So yeah, so that's one thing to look for in the Binding of Isaac is following your character, being very aware of the positioning, watching those projectiles. You'll find it'll improve your game quite a bit. Not saying I'm pro, but I definitely could coach someone in StarCraft 2. That's not this game, but I could do it. I don't know if I'd be good at it. Build probes. I always said that I'm a very good coach. I'm good at whoa, that guy just committed suicide. Man, dishonor to the family. Oh yeah, took you out. But yeah, I always said that I could be a really good coach. I'm very good at giving advice. Very bad about taking my own advice. I'm not bad about taking other people's advice, but when it comes to my own advice, okay. These enemies, this kind of situation, there's only one thing to do. Now, the interesting thing about the Binding of Isaac, for those of you who don't know the controls, you decide your projectile direction as you walk along. So if I want to shoot left, I'm pressing on the keyboard. I'd be pressing, or sorry, if I want to shoot right, I press right on the keyboard. Now with me, I'm using the B button. I've kind of mapped my controls out. So if I want to go across with these guys, what you do is you simply hold down the B button as I'm facing the enemies, and then what you do is do a straight strafe across. And then what you'll do is you'll find you're almost never going to take any damage. just because of the tracking speed of these enemies. They really can't follow where you're going to be versus they track sort of where you are. Some of the enemies are predictive. There are certain AI scripts on enemies, like in other games, where they'll have predictive projectiles versus, you know, they anticipate where you're going to be, because that was a big part of gaming in the 90s, actually, was you kind of learn that enemies would go, like, shoot where you are, not where you were going to be. And then, of course, you know, game developers got much better at dealing with this, and especially with the increase. Oh, that's just sort of stupid. Stood in one spot for too long. Exactly what you're not supposed to do. Even if you just go straight down across, you see how they're just not hitting me? It's just because they're shooting where I was, not where I'm going to be. And that's just one of those tips when dealing with those enemies. It looks like in a tight space, like that would be difficult. Gonna bomb this tinted rock. And we're gonna get a chest. Inside is a bomb and a key. I've gotten better. I've seen better. You know, living my life. Done some things I'm not proud of, but one thing I am proud of is these hoppers are on fire. On fire hoppers are much more dangerous. They have less health, I think. I hope that. No, they have more health. They have more health when they're on fire. It makes no sense. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Ah! Ah! The things you learn with Project ARK. Ah! Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Boom. I'm gonna get at this. Oh no, that could have been all the way bad. If I was. By the way, tears. Mom's heal. We got range up. Exactly what I wanted for the monster fight. And this is going to help me a lot. I feel like this is a really good build right now. Oh, we got some frame drop from the room. Whoa. Good dodge. And there, as I highlighted, watch where you are, not where your enemies are. Especially an enemy like this. Just watch those bullets. Watch them. Track them with your eyes versus tracking where you want to be with your character or what your enemies are up to. And you'll just succeed, just, you know, out of incidentally. So we haven't got the item room yet. Otherwise, I would go straight to the boss because I feel really good about my setup right now. But I might as well get that extra item to increase our firepower. I don't like rooms like this. This one's a little bit more awkward. What you want to do is get about right in front, and then as soon as you do that, get out of the way. So right in front, and then get out of the way. Right in front, get out of the way, and then you can get kind of cocky, like I'm doing. And oh, shit! Yeah, that was kind of an awkward dodge. But you know what? I got it done. Oh, almost dodged into the bullet. Like I said, when you're in tight quarters, I took damage. I just kind of got lazy there. When you're in tight corners like that, you just gotta make sure that you're avoiding those bullets and paying attention. Now, I don't quite understand. You can basically get into these rooms right here, and usually they're open, but sometimes they're closed, and I can't tell you why. I have no idea what decides if they're open, if they're closed. That's something I'll have to look into. It's something you guys can maybe teach me in the comment section below. I may be pretty knowledgeable when it comes about game mechanics and how to succeed at games that are faith up. Let's see if that actually adjusted any stats. No, doesn't really look like it. I think that might increase luck if I'm like going off the charts here. But let's hope that I'm not crazy. Free item. We got a pill. Probably a health up. Maybe if we're lucky. You know what? I'm gonna wait to use it on the boss room. I don't normally do this with my pills. I like to kind of use them as they just show up, just in case they're good or bad, and I kind of adjust and prepare myself. But you know what? Part of the fun of the Binding of Isaac is the insecurity of luck. We're going against Gemini. That's an enemy I'm pretty sure I've fought before. And that... oh, speed down. Oh, opposite of what I want for this fight. So, the beauty of luck. We have 2.5 spirit hearts. Oh, God, he's so uncomfortably close. And like I said, again, guess what I was doing? I wasn't watching the projectile. I was watching the character movements. Because you have one character shooting projectiles and one running at you like a wild man. You gotta stop watching the enemies. You gotta watch your character. Watch those bullets. It will help your game a lot. Even as I'm saying it, oh, that was just a little too close for comfort. I think I'm gonna try and take out the little guy first. He seems to be the one who's doing the most damage. When these guys separate, when you kill one of the two, I've only ever killed the big guy first. They have a tendency to just get even harder. Oh my gosh. Oh, come on. Come on, you son of a gun. Come on. As if the little guy isn't dead yet. This is highly disconcerting for me because I've dumped so much damage. My best guess is you can... There we go. There it is. And piece of cake. Almost fell down. So as you guys see, I didn't use my Yum Heart right away just to see what my health situation would be from the drop. Mom's underwear, range up. I've got good fire rate. I need more damage. I really need more damage if I have any chance of succeeding. If you guys have noticed the difference between the level lookout, level pathing, like as far as how far I can go. One thing you don't want to do, let yourself get stuck in that sense of I'm safe in a corner. There's a lot of games where you just naturally just want to put your back where you can't get surrounded. Binding of Isaac is not one. You want to almost jump into a room and instantly assess where's the best spot that you're going to get a good vantage point on your enemies. Sometimes when they all start kind of sprawled out, you got to really work on it. Oh, this is a pretty simple enemy to take out. Oftentimes what will end up happening is he'll jump up for air, but then you get a little bit too close, and then he won't pop up for a little bit if you shoot too many tiers. So what you want to do is get that timing down. Don't spam too much, otherwise he'll just kind of clam up. It's kind of an awkward room for this. Again, you gotta just wait it out. Anticipate when he comes up. You'll see that little bit of a hint, that little bit of an animation as he comes up just before he shoots, and then you just want to get out of the way. Actually, this isn't too bad for this guy. So it just sort of, you know, dump some damage. Yeah, as you can see, he's sort of stuck. He's not going to move. Even if I went, you know, this close to him, he's not going to move because he knows that he's going to die if he does so. And then what we do is give him a little bit of a break. That could have been bad if, whoa, actually. Whoop. You ready? You ready, buddy? Yeah, he's ready. As you can see, there's more than enough time. Whoa, I didn't expect him to come up. I thought he was gonna freeze on me. And look at that. We have our heart back. And item room. We have Curse Up, the Whore of Babylon. Now we unlocked a character, and by unlocked it might be a part of just extra content that they've released since the game came out, where the Whore of Babylon comes standard with are these hoppers or are these like leapers? Oh, these are called leapers, I'm pretty sure. They're pretty devastating as far as enemy. They're difficult to track. Just the best thing to do, just try and focus on them and don't walk into them. It's one thing when they're doing their leapy thing. It's another thing when they're doing other stuff. Now, one thing I haven't been doing a lot of is trying to find the secret room, which is a big part of Binding Isaac, is getting that luck. Trying stuff out, definitely not there. So that means somewhere back along our route is something else. I'd be maybe looking for a blood bank or something. I'm going to actually use my Yum Heart now, and hopefully there's enough rooms where I'll be able to recharge over time. Like I've said in the past, that space item is all about beating enemies in rooms, and it at each enemy defeat decides on the amount. So as you can see, one more gray space added to our space bar slot. That means just one more room defeated. Again, this room's kind of boring. Not particularly liking it. It's not particularly difficult or interesting. One of the cool things about this, the item we got earlier, the shovel, or I'm not sure quite what it was called, but not only did it raise our fire rate like it was nothing, it made us smaller, so a smaller target, which is great. Again, didn't expect him to pop up to say hello. There we go. He said hello. And as you play this game more and more, you'll find you'll get a sense for what their timings are going to be. When is too early to shoot on these guys? When is a little too late? Oh boy, be careful! Be careful! Careful, team. There we go. And full health. So far this has been a pretty good excursion going back. I do spend a little bit more time on my. So the important about bombing is you got to bomb in the correct direction. Good, and let's hope we get a nice item. Oh, that was totally worth it. We only have one key though, so we gotta be careful. Oh, we have. Ooh. We can use the item room, or we can open the chest. You know what? I'm gonna continue on. I'll make my assessment a little bit. So as you can see, it was a little risky staying in one spot. What you want to do is just try and clean it up, and then give yourself some open space to work with. The fatter ones shoot projectiles, and these little guys don't have faces. The ones with faces charge at you. Those guys just kind of are useless. So that leaves only this room. And it has just a key in it. One of those lucky times. There's key complete. So now we're able to get both if we wish, or we should probably a good idea for most people, especially for me too. Not saying I'm above the law of the Binding of Isaac, but one of the best things you can do is keeping that key for the second room. That way you can get to the item room. After a certain point, the item rooms stop generating, like they stop showing up. I'll know a little bit more as I get more comfortable with the game. I'm just trying to help you guys out with sort of general platform rules until I can get more into the depth of the gameplay mechanics and really bring it to you guys all the time, non-stop. So basically, like, the Binding of Isaac has turned to almost completely informative, 100%, which wasn't what I originally intended, but you know what? As long as you guys are enjoying it, I'm going to keep doing it. Eventually, I'm sure YouTube will get off my back and give me the benefit of the doubt on my parts, so I definitely want to get this. Halo of Flies. These guys are going to take damage for me. Look, he has his own Halo of Flies. Hello, let's kiss. Mwah! And then they're going to be huge for taking damage for me, which I feel is probably my biggest problem, which you could say just about everyone's biggest problem, is learning about taking damage and not taking damage, more importantly. So in that little trade-off, going out of our way, we got a Halo of Flies. So as you can see, just rushing to the boss because you got the item room isn't always the best idea. This is a situation where I got a little bit more health, I have a full Yum Heart, and I'm coming in with Halo of Flies to the boss instead of just jumping right into it. So thought you guys would enjoy that. We're going against Peep. My understanding is he's kind of like an easier version of Gertie. He does this sort of weird shooting P in all directions. Yeah, but we've got this really good setup for fighting him, in that we've got this like he's going to kind of stay around center. He's going to have radioactive P that will basically hurt us if we go anywhere too close to him. But you know what? We've got the range and the firepower. It's not a big deal. And then again, just using those rocks. Use whatever you can. He's going to shoot out his eye, and it's going to kind of go around in a predictive pattern, regardless of where the rocks are. So you just got to center that. But it does actually get darted off path by Peep. If he touches Peep, then it does that. As you guys see, massive. If I had a damage up and wasn't stupid, I would be completely raping Peep. And I don't mean that in the philosophical rape way. I mean that in literal. I'd be forcing tears down his throat. That sounds so disgusting. Thank you, The Binding of Isaac, the only game where you can force tears down someone's throat and still feel okay with that. Just gotta watch those eyes. Now, a tip for this is, with Peep, it's a little different than previous enemies. I know I said the rule of watch your character. Watch those eyes. Watch those eyes. Just hold down that fire button, and Peep will occasionally come down. But like I said, his bullets are pretty much easy enough to dodge, and me, in my case, I've got just enough health. I got a Spirit Heart out of that. I'm going to also use my Yum Heart. Got Rotten Meat HP up, and we are set. The only thing I need right now is to deal with the devil. I need that stat. I need some damage. I need to feel good. It's actually kind of funny when you think about it. Maggie isn't a separate character. Maggie is Isaac wearing a little hat. It's I think at some point I'm going to talk about the deep philosophical rootings and the deep symbolic meanings of everything in The Binding of Isaac. There's a couple people who have similar ideas to me that the game's a little deeper than it gives credit for, and you can tell just in the writing and the way that it's set up that there's something to this game that is more than just, you know, a fun little randomized dungeon encounter game. Oh, careful, careful, careful! And these guys, little chub, not a big deal. Yeah, cool. And with all that firepower, we've done pretty well. Lost a lot of Spirit Hearts there because I suck at this game. But you know what? I know how it works. I could have gotten out of that, but I chose not to because I thought I'd demonstrate to you guys what it's like to be terrible at this game. Oh, come on. So now I'm getting close to where I want these guys in following me around in a line, right? You want them to follow you around in this strafing circle where you're easily able to deal with them. So now they're going to start, what you have to do with these enemies, of course, is keep them down when they are a puddle of muck. If you don't do that, then they're just going to regenerate. So we actually got one now. And then once you get them down the first time, they take a little bit less damage to get down those other times. There we go. We really need some damage up. That's a major part of why I feel like... Oh, and here is Isaac... Oh, sorry. It's Larry Jr. I don't even want to know who Larry is. Because if this is Larry Jr. Oh, come on. There we go. I usually layer juniors in 2s, but this one we've lucked out. We've only gotten 1, so he's a little easier to keep track of. He lays down poop, and he gets routed off course by his own poop, so there we go. Enough damage. Oh, man. Decisions. I have 1 key. I'm going to use my yum heart now. I'm going to see if there's anything hidden amongst all this fecal matter. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be anything, because I'm cool like that, and I'm, luck isn't really on my side. Well, that's not true. To be fair, I'm really kind of crapping it. I'm not bringing my A game. Oh, damn it. Oh, shit. This is bad. I'm not. I have 1 heart left. How much health did I lose in such few rooms? The worst that could probably happen to me right now. I'm probably my bane of my existence right now is I've got to be the 4 horsemen. They are tough to beat. They are pretty fantastically brutal. Got a nickel, worth 5 cents instead of 1. Oh, I found the item room. What? Oh, I see. So the Whore of Babylon makes it so that when you get to low health, you die. Because actually, no, that was fantastic. Wow, what a terrible night for a curse. I think that was a Castlevania reference right there. So I'm gonna call it a part there, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next part, and hopefully you learned a little something about playing the Binding of Isaac with me, and you guys will continue to watch. Have a great night.